Well, apparently it's National Healthy Weight Week, National Weight Loss Week. Who would have thought? So it's currently January. It's 2025, but this is a presentation that I made back in 2020. So welcome to Weight Loss, the Diamond Plan. It's the story of a big loser. So this story, it's what worked for me. It's not advice for others to follow, and it's presented by someone with absolutely no medical or nutritional background. Just saying, worked for me. Some of the beliefs shared here are my own beliefs and may not be 100% factually correct, but it's the way I like to think of it, and it worked for me. That's all. So, as a bit of background, well, 1 year during or after the excesses of the Christmas break, where I had reduced mobility due to illness. I was prescribed steroid type medication for illness, and that tends to help the weight to pile on. And a part of my health condition was being blamed on the weight. So it was time to take back control. Now, back then, I was around 16.5 stone with a 42-inch waist. That translates to about 100, just over 100 kilograms. And managed to take that down without too much effort, down to 11 stone, a 32-inch waist. About 70 kilograms. Which means I lost about a third of my body weight. Now, to do this, it's not easy. None of this is. Anything that's worthwhile isn't easy. You've got to have a good talk with yourself and confirm this is really what you want to do. You want to get into that smaller size of jeans, the better fitting clothes. You want that more than you want sweets and treats and using food as a pastime. You want to be able to get more active and get out, and you've got to draw a contract up with yourself and say that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sign up to that. I'm going to stick with it. It'll work, but you've got to do that. You've got to prepare yourself. And when you're prepared, that's the time to give it a try. If you're not prepared, don't bother trying. It won't work. So what's the incentives? Well, sometimes it's just the simpler thing. The simpler things in life that matter. I mean, just being able to, as time goes past, to stare down at the scales as you stand on them, and hey, you can see there's a difference. One incentive. Okay, so how can it be done? Well, we could try some special food groups. Super fruits, or that's too much effort. So, no. That's not going to work. Calorie counting. Okay, well, that works. Again, that's too much effort. I couldn't do that, so not going to work. What about exercise? Exercise helps. On its own, it's probably not going to do what you think it's going to do. And for myself, being ill, not having the mobility that I would really need, exercise, again, too much effort, so it's not going to work. So, what can we do? Well, consume less, burn more. Very simple concept, but can it be done? Is it going to be too difficult? Will it work? So, to make it work, you've got to plan and plan to burn more. So, simple things. Use the stairs a lot more. Don't use lifts. Don't use escalators. Maybe do some DIY projects. Do a bit of keep fit. Keep active. And prevent that mind from drifting onto that kind of food. No, don't allow the mind to drift. No more couch potato. Next part of the plan, okay then, consume less. Well, we can't allow it to be an effort to do this. Also, it can't impact on our day-to-day lives and stop us from doing our normal activities. If you're on a special food type, if you're restricting what you eat and you maybe want to go out for a social event, well, that wouldn't work. Oh, I can't have this, I can't have that. No, I can't go out with that, but I'm on a diet. No, none of that. We don't want any restrictions. We don't want something that's going to make it difficult, so none of that would work. It needs to fit in with the normal eating process. Normal eating process that everyone else does. We don't want to do anything special. Okay. So, it needs to fit in with the normal eating process, the one that everyone does, just the normal day-to-day. So, we're going to need morning meal, we're going to need a midday meal, we're going to need an evening meal. What can they be? Nothing in between. Morning meal, midday meal, evening meal. Nothing in between. Nothing in between. Okay, morning meal. Have what you would normally have. Bacon roll, egg roll, some toast, whatever you would normally have for a breakfast, some cereal. But then nothing in between until midday, and then have what you want. Midday meal, have a panini, go to Greg's, have some soup, a bit of pasta, whatever you fancy. And then nothing in between. It's not too difficult, there's not a big gap. And then the evening meal. Okay. What would you normally have? Mince and ties. We'll have a tortilla, maybe some fish and chips. Ooh, a kebab. Whatever you want. A reasonable size serving on one plate, not overspilling, not piled high. If it's a takeaway, remember it's okay to waste some. Okay? And once it's done, that's you until morning. Don't panic. And look forward to checking your weight in the morning to see if the effects are working out. But nothing in between. It's the vet, just that's all you have to remember. Nothing in between. So, plan, check your weight. To do this, if you check your weight throughout the day, it's going to vary. You're at your lightest and most consistent weight in the morning. So check first thing after going to the toilet, but before drinking anything. Just set the scales up in the bathroom, take all your clothes off, measure the weight, write it down. That's you, you've checked your weight. Now, what I've found, remember I'm not a medical professional, it's only my way of thinking, but the way I think of it is, to start with, your body goes into some kind of panic and it becomes very efficient when burning energy. You may see an increase in weight. Don't panic. After a week or two, or 3, you will start to see changes. And your body, my interpretation of it, your body can only hold on for so long, being really efficient at processing the food you take in, and then you'll start to see the changes, and the change could be as much as a pound every 2 days, a stone every month. That becomes pretty noticeable reasonably quick, but you've got to hold off. The first 2 or 3 weeks, don't expect. After that, you will start to see it, and you might see it within 1 week. Just depends. But stick with it, stick with it, stick with it. Now, some extended ideas. Well, and I don't like saying that, look forward to feeling hungry. That's not quite the way it comes across, but as you're getting into the plan and you're in between meals and you can feel the rumbles, don't get too upset. This, in my mind, is confirmation that your body doesn't have enough food to convert to energy and it's starting to burn some fat. You want to get rid of the fat, you want to burn it. You don't really want to have 10 or 20 years of the same lump of fat sitting there. That just doesn't seem right. Allow it to be burnt off, get rid of it. You don't need it. Convert that back into energy. Next, it's okay to waste some food. I grew up having to always clear my plate. Don't waste your food. Make sure you eat it all. Don't leave any. It's okay to waste some. Practice. Try set some food to one side of your plate. You're not going to eat. You got some chips? Pick a chip. Pick a really nice chip. Put it to the side of the plate. That's the one you're going to leave. Just one. Practice. Finish your meal off. That chip. Nothing wrong with it. You're going to leave it. You're tough. You can do this. And build up from there. Just get used to it's okay to leave it. Am I really that hungry? Do I really need to? I'm just going to leave that. That's fine. That doesn't worry. It takes a bit of effort. It's not easy. Practice. Start simple. Start with one chip, one whatever it is, a little part of the portion. If you're running late and one meal time runs into another, you don't have to have 2 meals to make up for lost time. On the very odd occasion, I don't mean every week, I mean every 3-4 months, on the odd occasion, missing out the morning or midday meal, that won't kill you. unless you've got a strange medical condition, and then don't listen to what I'm saying. But there'll be another meal around soon. Don't worry about it. The evening meal's a bit more tricky. You don't want to go to bed with your stomach rumbling and keep me awake. And remember, nothing in between. That is all you need to know. So, thank you. That's it. That is it. There is nothing in between. Well, good luck if you give it a try.